anyone already using Apple Classroom with your students?
I did last year. I do all the time.
If you're not, it might be a good time to start as they get a little loose as we get closer to break and everything. Most teachers I've talked with have opted to enroll their students in it and not have the students enroll in it. So when you set up a class, you hit the plus button, set up class, just name it, your name, period, that kind of thing. And then to add students, you're just going to hit invite in the top right, and that's the code. The student iPad does not need an app. They'll open settings, or you'll open settings for them. So underneath Bluetooth, Classroom pops up, and that's where they join the class, type in the code. If you're doing it, go ahead where it says lock apps and devices and select always for both AirPlay, ViewScreen, and the lock apps and devices. If you don't, the first time you go to view a student's screen, they get a pop-up that says, hey, can AirPlay view your screen? And they're going to click no. And then you're not going to be able to see their screen. You have to get their iPad, go into settings, and do this anyway. The same thing with lock device. If you're trying to put them into guided access and it's the first time, they say, hey, Miss Elrod wants to put you in guided access. Is that okay? And they're going to click no. And then that's what you want your screen to look like, is always and always for those options. So starting at the top on the left, the little A is for apps. So any app on that student iPad they can launch. It doesn't matter if it has it on your iPad or not. Like I don't have Track Your DJ on my school iPad, that's on my personal one. But when I launch it, I can toggle this switch over at the bottom and lock them into that app with guided access, which works great until they turn their iPad off and back on to get out of it. But it's better than nothing. And if their friends haven't told them that yet, it'll work. So if everybody needs to go to Google Classroom, we tap Google Classroom, and my student iPad went ahead and launched into it immediately. And it's nice you have the option, so if I'm going to show you something in Google Classroom, I can just hit Open Classroom on my iPad if it's up on the screen, and it's going to pull everybody in there. Next over, the Navigate button. So if I need to send everybody to a website and I don't want to wait on them to type it in or to go into Google Classroom and find the assignment and click on the link, as long as I have it saved as a bookmark in Safari, I can go in and again launch them into Safari with that web page. It doesn't stop them from closing it or navigating away to another one, but it gets everybody to the same place where you want them to be. And again, you have that option for guided access when they get into Safari, or to open up the website on your device if it's up on the screen. We'll continue across the top. If students are working in centers and you need everybody's attention, you tap the lock button and everyone goes to the lock screen like this. Deliver your instructions and then click unlock and everybody can go back to working. Mute, very similar. Hit mute and it's going to turn down everybody's volume. If they turn it back up, you hit mute again, it turns it back down. So it doesn't lock it into mute or silent mode. It just turns everybody's volume down. So if you have a student that keeps unplugging their headphones and blasting, whatever song they're listening to, then that's a quick fix for that. After multiple times, it's going to be like verbal redirect, and then I'm going to go walk over to you and we're going to have a conversation in the hallway. The binoculars at the top, there we go. It's going to change so instead of it showing me what app the student's on, it's going to show me their screen. And it even updates as they scroll. If I see something suspicious, I can just tap on that student, hit view screen, and now I can see just a larger preview of what they're doing. Some other teachers said the students notice when the icon at the top, the AirPlay icon turns blue on their screen, it kind of knows like, ooh, they're watching me. So that's kind of a little bonus there as well. You can divide them up into groups with the group button. So if you're doing centers or you just want pods or tables or anything like that, you can group the students together that way. And so I might need group 1 in Google Classroom and group 2 on this website and group 3, you know, doing something else. And so you can kind of differentiate within this for your groups. That's the basics of Apple Classroom. The main thing to get it working the best for you is in settings, to make sure you have it set up where they're always, where AirPlay is always allowed and guided access is always allowed on there for them.